Traveling is adventure for me. It's always a golden opportunity to experience good food, traditions, cultures, etc. There are also some very unfortunate situations where I have been robbed, seen accidents and deaths. On this video, I'll focus more on those times when I was arrested, imprisoned, or deported back home. Stay tuned. Let's start with an experience in Igboho town, Southern Nigeria. I decided to visit this town because of Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho. For those who might not know him, Sunday is a famous Yoruba nation activist who advocates for the secession of the Yoruba tribe from Nigeria. The Nigerian government has since then turned against him. Consequently, the Nigerian authorities has been after him. He was eventually arrested and detained by the government of Benin Republic when he attempted to travel to Germany through that country. So, back to my experience at this Igboho town. On arrival at this town with my friend Ade, we requested a local motorbike to tour us around the village, including Sunday Igboho's home. Unfortunately, this motorbike refused to chauffeur us. He rather went to inform the town union that some soldier spies are in town looking for Sunday Igboho's residence. In a few minutes, Ade and I were rounded up and arrested immediately. Uncontrollable crowds that I cannot number, possibly in their hundreds, started gathering. They threatened to lynch us and insisted that we will swear at a local shrine to prove our innocence. They boasted that even if we were 500 soldiers present, they will deal with all of us traditionally and we will not leave their town alive. I somehow felt good being identified as a soldier. Sensing the crowd might get violent, we were marched to the king's palace, the Kabiyesi, who requested we remain in police custody. The police handcuffed us and interrogated us in different cells. Good enough, I had contacted a friend from a neighboring town when issues started escalating. Now, some of the contacts we had made helped to secure our release. Finally, the union apologized to us and let us go when they learned we were genuine. The hardest part of this exercise was waiting while they were investigating us. Each tick of the second was like an hour, and we spent more than 2 hours there on handcuffs. The whole fracas lasted almost 4 hours. We were told of a journalist from a popular Nigerian daily who visited for the same reasons as we did and was almost mobbed. This story is better told than experienced. My second arrest was at Ngozi Province in Burundi. I only decided to visit this city because the name sounds familiar to Ngozi, which in my native Igbo language translates to blessing. Most of the people here speak either Kirundi or Swahili, and French was rarely spoken. The hotel helped me to negotiate with a local motorbike taxi to take me to the Ngozi market, Ngozi University and the old Ngozi airport. At the market, however, when I had barely taken 2 shots, then came some group of young men and started talking to the motorbike operator. Gradually, crowds gathered in their hundreds. I was confused, but I rightly guessed I had gotten into problem. Eventually, they were able to find someone who spoke English and explained to me that I needed to get the permission of the local administration, as he called it, before I can take pictures of sensitive places like the market. They handed me over to the police immediately. The police chief at the station was rather rude, but spoke some English fluently. He asked me to delete all the pictures I took at the province. Thank God for the recycle bins. He also requested to see my international passport, my visa to Burundi, and my entry stamp into the country. Unfortunately, the immigration at Bujumbura airport did not stamp on the same page where my visa was issued, so I had to search endlessly for this stamp without finding it. At that point, I was beginning to get worried because I had earlier tried to see on which of the pages of my passport the entry stamp was put, but I couldn't find it. The police will not accept my visa receipts and COVID-19 test receipts, which I had on me. I requested him to now go back to my hotel to see if the immigration wrongly stamped on my expired passport that I had on me. He agreed. Fortunately, one of the officers was able to locate the entry stamp on my valid passport, the one I had on me all this while. They called the police chief to tell him they have seen the stamp, and he told them to tell me that I must leave the province the next morning, something I'm not sure he has the right to do. In all, I spent almost 3 hours in their custody. I couldn't have imagined what will happen if those stamps were not found. So this is the end of my story, and on the next episode I'll be sharing my experience in Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea, where I was arrested and spent time in the cell. See you next time. Keep traveling.